Hello, everyone. On this week's episode, we're going to cover quite a few messages. Here's some of them. First, we're going to talk about how we can add a location in Microsoft Teams for your presence to say, hey, I'm in building B or building 32. It's going to be cool. We're going to cover that. Also, wouldn't it be great if you could take an email in Microsoft Outlook, drag it to your calendar, and create a meeting invite from that automatically? Well, yeah, that's what we're going to be able to do. And we're going to show you how that's going to look, what that's going to look like. And then another one to talk about, Viva Engage. When you create a topic, wouldn't it be nice if you can actually follow that topic? Yep, that's coming at you, as well as several other messages on this week's episode. Roll the intro. Hello, everyone. Hello, Daryl.
And hello, you. Yeah. Good to be here, everyone. Thank you for joining us on episode 351.
35.
I love it when we do like an episode where there's a lot of quick mentions, and then we have to be careful about how we announce them so that we're still leaving a bit of intrigue, but we're not.
No. I've already covered 3.
Message.
In the intro. That's what he's talking about.
So we've just got 3 or 4 more to go. Fantastic.
Yeah, you know what, people? They're going to stick around because we brought value already. And since we have brought value already with intro, then maybe go ahead and give us a thumbs up down below on the YouTube video. And if you're listening to the audio podcast on all the podcast platforms that matter, we're there. Give us a 5-star rating so everybody else can find us. As well as, you could take this link to this episode, put it in socials. We're on all the socials that matter, at 365MCS. Tag us and say, hey, I'm watching this show. You should too, or listening to this episode. We'd greatly appreciate that. Daryl, I am going to be in Memphis this week at the Memphis, Tennessee, Microsoft 365 Community Day. It's going to be a great day. On Thursday, we're doing a half-day workshops, and then on Friday, we're doing sessions. And if anybody wants to join us, it's free. Get yourself in Memphis, Tennessee, and you'll be able to join us. But I'm going to have stickers for the show. I'm also going to have a few keychains. I'm looking around for them. Can't find them. Keychains as well. So would love to see you there. Come get a sticker for the show and enjoy all the training that you get for free. If you'd like to give a donation, I am helping to organize the event. If donate a little bit of money to help cover costs, that'd be great. But it is free if you can't afford it. Would love to have you out. So love to see you. Make sure you say hi if you're there.
Yep, we always love hearing from people that have seen the show, have got some feedback, and tell Daniel in person. And he's got the stickers there to make that worth your while. Or keychains. Got any other ideas for other merch, Daniel? Like, I know we've got to build up a budget for that. Shirts.
I think we're going to get shirts with Daryl's face on it that says, I don't know what. I don't know. It's going to say something fun. I couldn't think of it real quick.
You should have thought this through before you. Yeah.
That's what it's going to say. You should have thought this through, and it's going to be your face. So we're going to do that.
Inform your users. Maybe we should just use like one of the catchphrases at the bottom of the message.
Right.
You should think about updating your people.
Update your people. I don't know. Maybe listeners, you have some ideas for merch. Let us know.
Yeah. What do you want to wear? What do you want?
Let's jump into it. The aforementioned Microsoft Teams update is going to be our first one. Microsoft Teams, add location to your presence signal. I didn't know I had a presence signal. Is it like a Batman signal? MC896703. So in Teams, you can set whether or not you're in the office, whether you're remote. Now, you're going to be able to be more specific and specify your building where you are. So you can say, if your organization has multiple locations, right? That's another key. If you're in one building, it might not matter. But maybe you do floors. Maybe you do zones. I worked for a company that had zones that incorporated, like it kind of helped people find things because it was a rather large building, and so you could be in a zone, so you know to go this way, like toward this corner of the building or this wing or whatever. Anyway,
did those zones have names too? Like were they themed or anything like that?
They were colored. Color-coded.
Oh, like a parking garage.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
So being able to set that for yourself, and then when you do, others can use that to say, if you're nearby, when they do a search, finding people and shows them, it's kind of like a track down. Let's track Daryl down to get one of those shirts we were talking about before.
Ha.
I will go ahead and admit, Daryl, I thought this was already a thing.
Right.
I thought we could already do this, but apparently not. Apparently this part of it is new. Did you know about this?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I know that the Office and Remote, two choices, was already a thing. You can set that in your Outlook work hours, and you even break it up in terms of like a day. It could be like I come into the office in the mornings, but in the afternoons I work from home remotely. We didn't have the ability to say add a building, and as the message goes into, it is tied to the Places capabilities, Microsoft Places. But if we go back to, we sometimes do this, Skype for Business, you could set your location, type it in, it would detect it based on the network that you're connected to and make the appropriate change. So the tech and the idea is not new, but this part is new to Teams.
Right. It is not new, but it sure would be nice for it to have, all those functionality that we used to have way back in my day. So, yes, this is a Microsoft Places feature. As far as we know right now, it's not part of Teams Premium, I think. Don't know. Maybe Daryl can find that. I don't know if it is yet or not. But the ability to say, "Hey, I'm in this building," or being in the office could mean many things. And actually, I think when we talked about this previously about working remote or working in the office, well, what office? Because again, I could be in a different city, I could be in a different building, I could be in whatever, different country even. Being in the office doesn't necessarily mean too much. It can mean, hey, you have access to a conference room or something, but it doesn't necessarily mean I can go and have an in-person conversation with you. So this can help people do that. Locate people, hunt them down.
Look, it solves one of those key problems that organizations have as they're calling people back to the office. You need to be in the office 3 days a week, 4 days a week, whatever. Yeah, okay, so help me connect with my team. Help me know where they're working. We're using hot desking or timing or whatever. So that's like the whole thinking around Places and features like this.
Absolutely. And there's going to be more companies doing that, Daryl. And Amazon just announced that they're going to require everybody to be in the office 5 days a week. And so I think there's going to be more companies that do that. Right or wrong, I think there's going to be more companies that do it.
Mm-hmm. I was just going to say that there's one screenshot there that if you hover over the person's location of your colleague, it says nearby, comma, in building 3. So, you get that kind of clue. Yep.
General availability worldwide, rolling out early November 2024, expected to be completed by mid-November. All right, I'm going to shoot you an email, Daryl, but it may ask you to create a meeting invite,
Look, I'll just have to check junk mail just a moment. There it is. There it is. I've just got to move it back into my inbox. I should actually remove that rule. But anyway, Microsoft Outlook drag emails into the calendar icon in the app bar to create an event. Okay, long title. MC896715. As it actually describes to you in the title and tells you how to do it, job is done, but I'll go into it in a little bit more detail. It's a feature that, let's have a quick scan through here. It doesn't explicitly say this, but the screenshot that they're showing is New Outlook. Mm-hmm. In the summary, it says Outlook's new feature, but they should say New Outlook's new feature. Because, I don't think you can do this from Classic Outlook. We should try this when it does arrive. The goal here is that, let's say you're reading that email and you want to turn it into a meeting quickly. Now, okay, we're already in the message. You might already be in the habit of thinking, I need to meet with all of these people and turn it into an online meeting. I'll use the reply functions and I'll choose the option to reply with a meeting. That's how I normally do it. But if you're looking back at that list or maybe you're glancing at it and you've got the list of messages and then the preview, you might just think, okay, well, an easy way to do this is drag this over, drop it onto the calendar item, and then you're going to get your typical meeting creation window, pop in all the details. The people that have been in the message, the twos, the CCs will all be there in terms of required and optional. Typical stuff. It's a good feature.
But Daryl, and this is, I know it's a quick mention here, but the thing that I want to say here is I don't think users are going to intuitively figure this out. Nope. So you're going to have to tell them they can do this, or people are just probably not going to be, and so I think, and if you're from Microsoft and this is your feature, just to let you know, please don't look at the telemetry and go, nobody's using this. It must not be worthwhile. No, it's just, it's not intuitive to think I can take a message and drop it on an icon and it's going to do something.
So. Daniel, and as I finish this message off, we can already do this if we use the My Day panel. Mm-hmm. And I know you joke about this, who uses the My Day panel? I do. But you can drag a message over there, and then you get a choice of whether you make it into a event or a task. Mm-hmm. So I like dragging and dropping things. I like seeing that kind of stuff. Yeah. There's a tip, free one for you there, people. As we round this quick message out, the targeted release for this is rolling out late September. So today, this is late, right? Yep. Expected to be complete late October. General availability worldwide. I'm going to get a soundbite for that so I can just hit the button, by the way. Worldwide. Oh, if anyone watched the last episode, I actually took Daniel's voice and used it in place. Might just do that again. Worldwide. We will begin rolling this out late October, expected to be complete late November. And Daniel, sticking with, we're not talking about Teams anymore. Yeah, we do have adopt a feature here in the next message, maybe to promote something.
Wow. Microsoft Teams, I'm trying to save you. Microsoft Teams, new features to improve user app adoption, MC898393. This one is, and this is basically what it is. 2 new features to the Teams App Store to be able to, one is, as an organization, you can curate the applications that will show up in a special place. And you can see that in the second screenshot that's in this message, added by your org, that will highlight the applications that you want your users to grab. Or maybe you just say, hey, these are useful ones. If you want them, grab them. Now, I think it's interesting that in the screenshot, there's 4 Viva applications and Power BI, but it may be other apps, Teams apps that you want to, say, hey, these are applications you won't get in trouble for using. So yes, there's ways of controlling what apps are available, but this is kind of like a way of just saying, hey, here's some that you might use, a way of promoting people to start using them, right? Getting ingrained in the organization. These applications are good ones to use. The second bit of this announcement is trending with your peers. And this is going to be a section that when you click on the tab under featured in the apps, will show you apps, Teams apps that are being installed by people that are your peers. So it's kind of like a crowd. Well, I'm going to say crowdsourcing. I don't know what you call it. It's what is it? Crowdsourcing?
Crowdsourcing.
Crowdsourcing of saying, oh, well, multiple peers are installing this app. Well, maybe it's a good app to use. Maybe, this is the app that we were talking about in the meeting we just got out of, and we should all install so we could start working together in this thing. So these two, I think, are great improvements to this. It brings a little bit a layer of surfacing applications without forcing it on people, right? Because we can do that. We can install apps, we can pin them for people, so we can do all that. And that's not what this is. This is hey, these are useful applications. Maybe you want these. And from an organization being able to do that. So I think this is generally a good idea. Now, the whole, trending with your peers could be interesting. What if all of your peers are installing apps that are not appropriate? I don't mean like inappropriate has some sort of connotation to it. Apps that don't really, that are subscription based that your company doesn't own, right? That doesn't pay for. So your people are installing an app that you can't even use. Like, it's kind of one of those, it goes viral sort of, because everybody's doing it.
Part of that story, Daniel, too, is when you go to use an app that hasn't been sanctioned or whatever, it's just another place that data's been stored and someone hasn't got a plan for it.
Yep, that's right. We have to plan for our data. Targeted release rolling out early October 2024, completed by mid-October. General availability worldwide, mid-October through late October. Daryl, it is your turn now. I want to subscribe to your topic.
Thank you. Number one, engage. You asked me to try and do that, and I don't sound like Patrick Stewart, but I do have the dome for it, right? Okay. Microsoft Viva Engage. Subscribe to notifications for followed topics. MC899176. We got there in the end. Topics has changed over the year or so. In Engage, that is. We used to have, hashtags that you could just drop in, and it would be what we call, in I guess a SharePoint sense, folksonomy. People come up with the hashtags that become a trending thing or a way of associating the topic. They often got quite messy. And over a year or so, Engage has made that a bit more ordered. They aligned it initially with Viva topics, which sadly is on its way out. Yeah, but it is also plays a part in Engage for something called campaigns, where people with the appropriate permissions, comms people, will say, hey, we really want to make sure that people can connect their conversations with a campaign or a intentional topic. So we know what a topic is in Engage. One thing that seemed to be missing here with topics was I can follow a topic, but I want to know when something has been posted about a topic. I could visit the topic and check occasionally, but I want to just get that notification. So if you subscribe to a topic or follow a topic rather in Engage, you'll be able to subscribe for notifications. This is a good message. Thank you, team. Again, a good example of here's what to expect, here's what we think we are planning for it to look like. We're highlighting the experience. As you scroll further down, this is what it'll look like. This is what a notification will look like. So, we have learn more.
Yes. One thing I want to say, if I may interject on the notification bit, is even if I may not. Even if you say no, you can't.
No, you may. You may. Please,
thank you.
Please do. Engage.
It's just really, this is an interesting what could they have done here? You kind of subscribe to this topic, and what could they have done? Send you an email and put it in the Teams notification area and done all this. That's not what this is. They're just it's gonna show up as, and you'll see that in the screenshot, the little bell. It's not invasive, and I find that interesting. I think that's the way I'm going to put it. Is it good? I could see some good things about it not being invasive. I could also see some negative. So what do you think, people? Put it down in chat in the comments down below in the video. If you're listening on the audio, jump on all the any social, or all of them, any social, tag us at 365MCS and tell us what you think about this. Is this enough?
Unless you're driving. Can I just add that, Daniel?
Okay, don't do that if you're driving.
Don't do that now. Wait till you pull over and then... Yeah.
But is this enough, of a notification? Is it about right? I'd like to know what people think about this.
I like this observation, Daniel, because as you said, the balance is that maybe we don't want yet another notification category dropping into our increasingly busy activity feed for Teams. Do we want an email notification? Maybe this would be helpful if that's where you live your messaging life.
Yeah.
But the balance here is that if you're in product, because you're going there anyway, if you're a organization using Engage, look for that little bell, that little counter. I think, look, this is a good feature. It's probably something that would have been helpful to release it along with the original feature with campaigns and following campaigns.
We say that a lot.
Well done, team.
I mean, we can't expect all the features to be there. But anyway, it makes sense, I guess, as well.
Yeah, it'd be like releasing a phone that's AI features are really powerful and amazing, but having to wait 6 months till they arrive. They're not sponsoring the show, so I can do this.
They're not either.
It's an opinion. It's an opinion. The general availability worldwide will begin rolling out late September and expected to complete early October. So it might even just be there now. Just check it out. Go and follow a topic and see if you can be notified about it. Daniel, I have a question for you. Do you have a retirement plan? Do you have one? Retirement. I mean, well then, what's retiring now? What do we need to tell people about? I'll make some notes.
Okay, write these notes down. Microsoft OneNote for Windows 10 retires October 14, 2024, parenthesis, switch your users, close parentheses. Interesting. MC899174. So there is still a Windows 10 app called Microsoft OneNote for Windows 10, and Microsoft's retiring it. And so we wanted to cover this real quick. This is just a quick mention, but cover this to say, if your users are using this, then you need a plan to help them navigate and migrate to the Microsoft OneNote for Windows. That's it. There's no 10 or 11, just for Windows app. So Microsoft, that it's in the Microsoft Store. You can read down below that there's a script that a sample script to provide to help you do that, to do the migration bit. It's not much of a migration, but you think about what books we have open, what OneNote that we have, the user. So the user experience is the same when they use the new OneNote for Windows app. So check that out. If they're using that, then make sure you update your users on how to do that and update support. And as an aside note, we know Windows 10 is going to retire too. As I don't know if it's this date. I don't know that that's true, but I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying, Windows 10 support will go away soonish. So make sure that you're staying on top of that. And so how this will affect, and it gives October 14th, which is in the title, that's of 2025. You won't be able to get any feature updates for that app and everything, and no data syncing improvements. But starting in January, you will start getting notifications in the app to saying, "Hey, this is going away. You need to check it out and make changes." All right. On to the next. Wait, this is a Mac. How did this Mac message get in here? I don't see it in my environment. Why are we covering this, Daryl?
Well, we wanted to take this opportunity again to highlight how the message center can work. It can focus in on messages and signals that are specific to your environment. We've detected that people are using this, so here's this message. I use a Mac. Daniel does not. I use Windows as well, but I use a Mac, and so this is why I'm seeing this message. The message: Microsoft Teams menu bar icon for Mac devices MC899183 with Windows machines. Let's think about this to start with and talk about the equivalent. You can go down to your system tray, see a Teams icon, click on it, see a few things about Teams. On the taskbar for start, you can right-click and see and change your online status. What this message is announcing is the Mac equivalent, that you will see this in the title bar along the top, where Mac does its thing and helps to switch between applications and different features and areas within each application. There's a great screenshot there that tells us what it's going to look like. And it's really a short message just to say it will be there, and you can go up and change your status quickly there if that's a new way to do things and a new habit to form. But yeah, that is the message. As I glance at this, Daniel,
yeah,
it is a limited list, and I know this is probably just a render, but I would probably continue to do this within Teams, because one thing I like to use is that I schedule how long my status is going to run. Like if I plan to be away for lunch, I'll be right back in an hour, or I'm in Do Not Disturb for a couple of hours, and I'll also set my status notes. And those sorts of features are missing from this icon here. But
hopefully it's just
it might
a
be
rendering
convenient for others.
Yeah, hopefully it's just a rendering and it'll be there. But if not, maybe. Microsoft, hope you're listening. Daryl and all 4 other Mac users that use Teams want to have this update. I know I had to
be honest,
in there for Macs. So,
that is a capability I use within the Teams application, but it's also not there for Windows on this taskbar as well. So anyway, it's there. Use it if that's your new habit. But that is the last message, Mac.
Woohoo.
We're episode
that was nice.
35.1. As Daniel was having a chat with me earlier in the show, there's a bit of stormy weather going on in the States here. So for those of our listeners in the US, hope that you're safe and well, and that your loved ones also not heavily affected. Take care. We do think of you.
Indeed. Yeah, indeed. The hurricane is kind of a weird thing. Became a Category 4, which is really, really strong for those that don't know, before it hit landfall, and then came inward and inland a lot further than they normally do. So there's just a lot of flooding happening and everything, and really do hope everyone's well. So, yeah. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. Hope to catch you next week for episode 352. Bye for now.
And make sure you say hello to Daniel if you're there at the Memphis, Tennessee event.
Please do.
Cool.
Please do.
See you again.